What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Uncrowned Otaku. We're talking about the latest chapter of Tenkaichi. The name is incredibly long. I'm gonna have a picture of it in one of these sides. I don't know, whichever side has the most room when I'm doing post editing. But chapter 50, and you know what? I'm actually happy at the results. Hayashizaki, that was his name, right? My man won. I thought he was toast. I thought they were going to give it to the young prodigy because he had a bright future ahead of him. Nah, they gave it to the hard worker. And you know what? When talent refuses to work hard, the hard worker will beat talent every time. You feel me? So I appreciate the underlying message they sent in that fight. And they let him live. Like, we all know this is a death battle. Like, you fight until the other side and hear no more. But everybody got so heated in the moment that when Inshun fell, they thought it was just GG's. No, only a select few people realized Hayashizaki accidentally hit him with the back of the blade. So we see later in the chapter that Inshun just boom, comes back to life because he was just knocked out. He got the wind knocked out of him. You get hit with something metal right in your solar plexus, you get the wind knocked out of you, you go unconscious for like an hour or two. It is what it is. But I'm happy Inchun is still alive because, again, he is a child prodigy. He's knocking on the door to heaven, something that took the Sword Saint all his life to do. And after he finally cracked it open, that man lost that fight. He literally like turned into particle dust and went off into the ethereal realm beyond. You feel me? So I'm glad Inchun is still here. Now that he knows people are stronger than him, now that he knows there's levels to this game, we can expect drastic improvement from him. Now I don't know if we're even gonna see him more in this what is it? Not a book, not a saga, season, franchise. I don't even know if we're gonna see him anymore in this franchise because his fight's done. Like, he has nobody else to fight. Maybe if there's some kind of like uprising or a riot, he might make a little slight comeback and show off some new spear skills or something. But his fight's done, so we don't even get to see his improvements theoretically. But the next fight, I will say I am hyped for the next fight because we have this is the man. Everybody, I feel like he just been talking to everybody. He seems like he's a scholar, but he nice with the swords. He literally outclassed his master. He got an apprenticeship, stole all the lessons from his master, and then dipped on his own. So much so that the man who was his master took in a new prodigy and just dedicated his whole new life to trying to stop his old disciple, Ittosai. I'm guessing by his name, he is the master of the quick draw, which would be hard to do because from what we just saw from Hayashizaki, it looks like he's the master of the quick draw. So Ittosai might actually be the master of dual swords because he do got two swords. He's showing two swords. So he might be a master of two sword style. I'm interested to see how he's gonna fight because his attitude, he cocky. And I love a cocky fighter, especially when they're up against other good fighters. And what makes this fight so good is I would call him a master swordsman. You know, he gives the aura of a master swordsman. He's going up against a master martial artist. He's going up against, I hope I get this name right, Ogasawara Nobuhara. You know what's crazy? I got his name right here. Let me just turn and look real quick. I said Nobuhara. Ogasawara Nagahari. Ogasawara Nagahari. Let me also look over here. Founder of the Shinkage Ryu style. This man went to China, learned Chinese Kempo, made it his own style, came back to Japan just for the tournament. His clan said, yo, it's a fight to the death. The best fighter gets to rule over Japan. This man said, bet, I'm crossing waters just so I could throw hands. You feel me? And we see when he's sparring against his opponents, he hits this dude with a 1-inch punch. The dude tries to sneak attack him. Filth, scum of the earth, comes up behind him. He turns around, he's like, ha. Boom! Curse splattered this man against the tree. What are you talking about? He's a master martial. We have a master martial artist going against a master swordsman. These are the kind of fights that I live for. It ain't gonna be no trickery, no ninjas getting super buff, no Hanzo using poison and dirty tactics. No, just straight up style versus style. The pinnacles of styles clashing against each other to really see who's more dominant. This is a traditional battle for supremacy in its purest primal form. I can't wait because you know what's crazy, and this harkens back to History Strongest Disciple Kenichi. Shout out to everybody who remembers that. Shout out to everybody who watched my review when that ended. Because you had the Ryuzanpaku, which was mostly unarmed, except for the one chick who was a master of all kind of arms weapons, and they were fighting the evil version of the Ryuzanpaku, but in the evil version, they split off between unarmed and armed. And they had a whole debate on what's better, fighting unarmed versus fighting with a weapon. So that's what this is reminding me of. A pure traditional unarmed opponent versus a master of the arms. How can your fists beat a sword? That's what this fight's gonna come down to. Because if you just look at it, base, sword should have the advantage, more deadly. One sling slice of the sword, you're gone. But your fist, you might need a couple punches if your opponent's sturdy and durable. Although Ito, he ain't sturdy, he ain't durable, he old. He almost at the bag of bones age. He's not there yet, but he definitely got some wear and tear on him. That boy got city miles on his face. I don't know how old he is, but I would guess 60s, maybe 70s. But that doesn't neglect the fact that a master swordsman is a problem for any other master. Because if you're at the pinnacle of your craft and you're at the pinnacle of their craft, they got moves to get around stuff and get in on you. So I'm excited to see how I'm rooting for Nagahari. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to arms versus unarmed, I'm going unarmed 9 times out of 10, unless the opponent is a ninja. He ain't no ninja, so you see where my allegiance lies. But Nagahara kind of gives off. They're both evil. Let's not mince words. They're both evil. The Hoshian clan called Ito a savage, and then we're looking at the Maeda clan. This dude's just beating all his sparring partners to a bloody pulp. Like, they're both evil. This whole tournament, honestly, I don't think there's nice guys in this tournament. So with that being said, they're both giving off a sinister aura. It's hard to pick because usually you kind of root for a face in a match. There's no face. It's just two heels fighting. And which heel's gonna reign supreme? I'm Team Nagaharu because I love unarmed martial arts, but I know they're going to make Ito win because Ito has storylines developing around him. There's multiple people developed around Ito that need to learn more about him and get vengeance or fight him for certain reasons. Nagaharu literally just showed up for the fight. There's nothing revolving. There's nothing deeper with Nagaharu. So, writing style-wise, I firmly believe they're going to give it to Ito, but I'm rooting for Nagaharu, dog. I need you to pull this one off. Are y'all reading Tenkaichi? If you are, what did you think of the latest chapter? Comment down below. I'm in the comments with y'all talking about it. Let's talk about this upcoming fight. Y'all as hype as I am? Let me feel that tension coming off the comment section. That's what I need, is palpable. Uncrowned Kingdom. I've been your boy, the Uncrowned Otaku. I snapped way too early. Hold on. That's the fire that keeps the king. You know what's crazy? I'm going to just switch the microphone to this hand. You hear how crisp that was? That's the fire that keeps the kingdom burning safely, and I will see y'all. Why am I holding it like this, like it's dainty, boy? I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace, bros. Peace, 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 peace.